everyone, it's Coach Rick, and today's Herbal 411 highlight is more of not going crazy in the house. So Lou had a question about what to do during the stay-at-home and shelter times, because this might last a couple more weeks, in my opinion. And the first thing I would do is don't eat your supplies. I was starting to eat everything that I decided to go FMD or fasting mimicking diet last week. So I endured and I didn't eat anything, and I cut back even though my daughter's home and the food that she makes and my wife makes is really smelling good. I held back. So number 2 would be don't drink your supplies. So number 3 would be use your supplies for exercise. I can't get to Planet Fitness anymore. So I decided to use these gallons, which is about 8.5 pounds. And these guys, which are 5 gallons, I'll do farmer's carries later on and maybe deadlifts, and then that pack of 24. Plus I have some old dumbbells and equipment that you see me use in the Herbal 411 highlights before. So the biggest thing I can give Lou, because she was sounding like she was getting a little bit stir crazy, is have the schedule. If you start counting down the days, and you stick to my 3 things. Don't eat your supplies. Put them in the garage or put them in the cupboard somewhere. Put them in the basement. You don't see them. Because with boredom, you're going to want to go for your supplies. The water, you probably won't drink too much. Just because we're stuck at home doesn't mean you're supposed to eat all the time. So you have to find something else to do. And I've been doing a lot of spring cleaning, so perfect timing. But if you get a calendar of sorts, I got this from the dollar store, and you just mark down the days, it'll make it go a little easier. Then you also have to have your assignments for the days. So I did FMD for the first 5 days. This was the day that Pritzker announced 5 p.m. curfew. And then here, this is workout, WO. Tomorrow I'll probably do a hike maybe, and I'll probably broadcast it live because I figured out how to do it. Next week I'm gonna do rope and workout. So that's while we're working in the clinic. Hoping that there's no surge in Illinois. I think the surge in New York will probably occur next week. And then maybe stairs at Swallow Cliff if it's opened up. But again, that can change week to week. But the bottom line is you have to have a schedule of stuff to do. If you don't, then it might be too tempting to just not know the end point to this thing. So I always tell you 3 times a week, 15 minutes at a time of exercise, any sort. Even if it's sprinting out in the garage. Jump rope, perhaps. And then on the weekend, maybe a 60-minute some kind of workout in-house or around the house. If you look at my stay-at-home and shelter video, you can go outside, but you have to keep social distance. So exercise, walking, running, and biking. So you are allowed to do that as long as you maintain social distance. In addition to some goals for perhaps April, as far as maybe walking. If we're allowed to walk outside, we can put some that's May. If we're allowed to walk outside, you can put some distance down. Say for the stairs, I'm going to try to do, this would be the stairs on the first weekend of April. Maybe I'll do 10 rounds. And then second weekend, 20 rounds. Third weekend, 25, 35. So you just have to build up and plan a couple things. If you don't plan, it gets real boring and stagnant. So otherwise, you get really claustrophobic, especially with everybody else making a mess in the house. So I think that I'll try to do a couple of exercises for you and show you how you can use equipment at home. Otherwise, we'll get through this. Keep your distance, stay healthy, take your vitamins, and get some good sleep.
Let's try this.
Probably the best time now, because there's so much free time, to practice a mindful practice. The best way to develop that is to actually have a coach, maybe designing a mindful practice. I also have my teacher, Andy Weil, who came up with the 4-7-8 breath routine. If you practice yoga, you can do the different pranayamas, but regardless of what you do, I think that we have to seclude. Now, this is my makeshift basement studio, exercise area, and this is my bench that I meditate on. I used to do this a long time ago. Now I can get by with just doing it in the office or in a chair, bedside. And this is my meditation space. So this is my incense. I sometimes listen to Deepak and Oprah. These are I have lots of these. When I first started meditating, I was taught by Deepak. And I think it gives you a sense when you have a good coach and a teacher, gives you the beginnings, and you just have to morph it yourself. So usually it's twice a day, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night, to have your measured sanctuary. And again, if you put that also on your calendar and get those chores done every day, I think you should do breath exercise. The usual breath exercise I do is 4-7-8. That usually means 4 seconds in, holding your breath for 7, and rolling your shoulders back, and then 8 seconds out. Or not really seconds, but counting. Sometimes you have to watch the clock for 5 minutes. Sometimes you just know. And if you go over 5 minutes, who cares? If you go under 5 minutes, who cares? The idea is that you can get dopamine and serotonin and oxytocin going out when you accomplish this short, little, bite-sized activity. So that's what you have to do. You got to get 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 breath exercise 5 minutes at a time in the morning, 5 minutes at night, and just have an accomplishment. So we can get through this every day. You'll have your chores. I'd say that the other thing to do is, again, this would be a great time to, if you've tried intermittent fasting, I only eat from 12 noon till 8 p.m. and that's it. And the other thing too, no alcohol during this time. I'm sorry, I know you're bored, you want to watch TV. No alcohol because it lowers the immune system. So please try to stay away. If you want a medical cannabis card, I can get you a medical cannabis card. Just make an appointment with me. Virtual now too. So there's a lot of things. If you can't get your own 4-7-8 thing going, then look up or buy one of these online. If you can't do that, see a psychologist. Psychologists now, at least mine, Dr. Parmalee, is doing Skyping. And she's charging insurance like we are doing. We're doing Skyping. It's rolling out this week in the office, but just we'll get through it. Take your time, schedule up and section your days, make some bite-sized activities to be accomplished and give you a good feeling. Hopefully it'll be fast. Hopefully we don't lose anybody. Hopefully we don't get sick, and it'll be kind of cool on the other side of this, because I think a lot of things are going to change. So hang in there, everybody. I'll see you at the next Herbal 411 highlights.